All right, so we got the FORTIS Cutler FORTIS. This is a collaboration between Dashkoff Knives and ClarkMods. I've been waiting for this one for a few months. Dashkoff Knives hit me up last week, let me know that they were in. I went ahead and got in contact with ClarkMods. And yeah, it showed up last Friday. These are $350. If you're looking to get one, you could hit up ClarkMods on Instagram. He'll get you set up. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it. So it's a titanium frame lock M398. Really nice fit and finish on these. The action is amazing. The drop shut on it, I mean, for right out the box to have the kind of drop shut that this does, it's nice. So blade finish is pretty nice on these. It's got this, I thought I was wrong. I thought it was like a vapor hone or something like that. The lighting's kind of throwing it off a little, but I thought it was like a vapor hone or something like that, but it's actually what they're calling a diamond wash finish on the blade. You can kind of see it a little better like that. And then they have the hand satin on the flats. The milling on the blade gives you some texture and a little bit of grip to it. It's not too deep. I think it's pretty tasteful. A lot of other little cool things on it too, like the pivot sits a little bit proud on the show side, which I thought was kind of cool. Lockup on these is really solid, and you can see it's really good. Yeah, so has some jimping on the back here. Obviously has thumb studs. These are a flat grind. One other thing, I thought this blade finish was going to get fingerprints a lot worse, but I mean, it'll will eventually get some, but just from some light touching, it's not going to really get anything crazy. Definitely a really slicey blade for a flat grind. It does come up pretty good. Definitely really ergonomic. It doesn't have like a bunch of little scallops and stuff in the handle, but it does fit your hand really well. I mean, you can get a full 4-finger grip on it. You could choke back, get your thumb up on here. You can get a really good hand on it. Reverse grip. Got a good full hand on it. You can choke up on it, do draw cuts with it pretty easily. Yeah, so, and then biggest thing on this is just the drop shut action. So, and it's a lot detent. One thing that I really like about it, it doesn't have a ton of lock bar pressure, which normally I do like to have a little bit more lock bar pressure. I do kind of like some of the knives to be a little more stiff on that, but this is just, it's so dialed in. I mean, they must have spent some good amount of time getting this dialed in, because it's just, I mean, it came like that right out the box, and just the action on it, you can just hear the detent click on the shut, and it is so nice. Reverse flick is good on it. Just listen to the click. Yeah, I mean, you can slow roll it really easy. And yeah, I mean, I'm just overall really happy with it. One thing that I thought was kind of cool, this is one of Dashkoff's designs, he said, is the pocket clip. He said it was like a hybrid pocket clip where, first glance at it, it doesn't look like it's going to be super deep carry. You think that there's going to be all the hidden hardware like around here, and maybe it'll go like that much into your pocket or something. But I was pretty surprised when I saw like how deep that thing really goes. It's pretty crazy. And this clip on here, super easy to get it up. I mean, it goes in your pocket very smooth. Yeah, it's really nice. The thing comes super nice and centered. And I did like this, was one of the other little kind of things on it that I thought was pretty cool. This little cutout they have on the back spacer there for the blade to fit up into. I did like that they have the cutout for the lock bar on the inside. It really makes the scale look a lot cleaner with the milling on it. And then just one thing that I thought, I mean, this is not like a super important thing, but I thought it just cool how as the blade deploys, like, I don't know, it's just kind of unique, like the way they have this angled here, and then as it goes up, just the way it looks and locks into place. I don't know, I mean, I got a lot of different knives, but this one definitely a little bit different. So just the stuff that came with it. Obviously it came in the box. Get that out of the way. And this is the carry case that it came with. Came with a certificate of authenticity, and then some extra hardware, pivot, some other screws and stuff, which is nice. If you happen to strip something out, you got some replacements. So we'll go ahead and measure it and then get the blade stock thickness. So get this in the center here. So from tip to end, it's like, see here, the tip, it's like right under 8 1/4, between like, yeah, about 8 1/4, just about. The blade itself, tip to the cutting edge itself is like from the tip to the end of the cutting edge, like right almost at 3 5/8. I mean, I would say it's 3 1/2 inch. I mean, it's like to the scale almost 3 7/8, but the way the scale kind of arcs, it's more like a 3 1/2 inch blade. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit over 3 1/2, just because the way that scale goes. I mean, up here it's like, almost 3 5/8, but then down here it's like 3 7/8. But I would say it's like a 3 1/2 inch blade. So we'll get the blade stock thickness on it. Tape away. Okay. So I'll zero this. Zero. Okay. 2.9. 2.9. Try to do like thicker part here as well. 2.9. And just to click on this. Really enjoy the action on this. It just makes it so addicting to flip it. Just the action is so nice. Just super drop shot. Really slicey blade. Goes through cardboard really easy. If you're just using it for basic everyday tasks like cardboard, cutting up your bag of dog food, opening Amazon packages, stuff like that. Just basic stuff. It's really nice. And it doesn't take up as much space in your pocket as you'd think. It's not like a super thick knife necessarily, but it doesn't feel like too thin in your hand. You still get a good full 4-finger grip on it. So just to do some size comparisons, so stuff that's similar in size. Got the Machine Wise Mojave from tip to tip on it. Pretty similar in size. The FORTIS has a little bit longer handle, I think, technically. And something else with a similar blade size. The Tactile Archer. I think the Archer might have a tiny bit overall length a little bigger. Trying to make sure these are lined up. The Archer kind of dips down a little more, but here's something else that's one of my very frequent daily carries. McNeese Dixon I do think this is going to be quite a bit bigger. I mean, this is a 3.75 inch blade, so obviously this is going to be quite a bit bigger, but still kind of an everyday carry size. So yeah, I don't know, I can't say enough good stuff about this. The blade finish, I really dig this diamond wash finish that they put on the blade. You know, it's definitely a really nice and slicey everyday carry blade. And then just the design on it as well. I really like the milling that they put on the handle. You know, it's not overly heavy. I don't have a scale, so I can't weigh it, but I wouldn't say it's, you know, overly heavy. I can't remember what they said the weight on it was, but I mean, it's, you know, what, compare it to the tactile, they feel pretty similar in weight. Do another weight comparison, like the cedar, similar. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you think. If you do want to get one, just go ahead and hit up ClarkMods on Instagram. You know, I assume these are not going to last very long. You know, this is such a nice design, really clean, really nice looking, and then just, man, that action, you know, that's what I think is really going to sell people in these. Just the nicest drop shot action, and that's just right out the box, just all day. So yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you think. Again, this is the collaboration between Dashkoff Knives and ClarkMods. This was the FORTIS Coulter FORTIS. All right, thanks guys.